Morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500. And welcome back to a new project. Now, this car has not been on the channel before, but I am buying this car back. Let me explain to you the situation, what we're getting, where we're getting it, and why you've never seen it before. Let's go. So we are in the town, or part of the town, where the Mums Group is located. The car that I sold, the white £450 car that I sold recently, is very close to here. In fact, look, there it is. I've got to come back to that one in a minute. I've got a bag of stuff here, paint, G3. She scraped it basically, so I'm going to sort it out for her. And there was a missing tyre line, but it just happens to be around the corner from where I'm picking this car up from. So I'm just walking there now. And so what this is a 2014 Sport. Have I come the wrong way? I think I've come the wrong way. I think it's down here. Hang on, what have I done wrong? Yeah, no, I think I've got to go down here. This is a little close, I've just come in. Hang on, I've done it wrong in here. I think it's the turning down here. I'll go back on myself now. So, the situation with this car, yes, I've just realised where I've gone wrong. Situation with this car, so yeah, it was on the channel. There's the other one again. It was on the channel, it wasn't on the channel. It was done by me in 2019, so pre-COVID, before I started doing videos for the channel. So it was one of the very early cars, and when I wasn't doing them as often or as a business. It was a Cat S. I'll show you what the damage was in a little bit when we get the car home. I'll stick some pictures up on the screen. But yeah, it was Cat S, very minor damage, shouldn't have been a Cat S. And it had 28,000 miles on the clock. I sold it really cheap. Maybe cars were cheaper then, I don't know. But I'm buying it back 6 years later. It had 28,000 miles on the clock then. It's only got 40,000 on it now. So, I'm nearly there. So I'll come back to you when I get home and I'll show you the car. Okay, so we are back. So let me show you around this car. So I've explained to you the situation. It's funny getting this car back after 6 years. It's a long time, isn't it? It is a long time. So it's still got the original plates on it. I didn't put new plates on. The plates were quite clearly okay. Now, I will stick a couple of pictures up of what this car looked like. And then we'll come back round to that in a second. But have a look at these pictures now. And then we'll work our way around that way. And I'll show you what's going on with this car. So, okay. So, we have what's probably a broken bracket in there. I'm probably not going to bother doing anything with that unless I have to take that bumper off. If I don't have to take that bumper off, I'm not going to. Now, the MOT, the MOT was only done, sorry, not only done. The MOT was done in November. It's hardly done any miles since then, but it came up that 3 of the tyres, I can't remember which 3, have got cracking or perishing as an advisory. Now I'm just looking, that one's quite low on the outer edge there. Actually, it's quite low on the inner edge as well. So it's a bit chewed up, isn't it? We'll have to do a refurb on that. So we'll probably replace that tyre. This one, I would say, is absolutely fine. Can't see any cracking. No, she hasn't. Well, I say she hasn't. I don't think she's had any tyres done. They're not new tyres. There's no cracking on that one, and that's a decent tyre. There's nothing wrong with that one. No, that's fine. And this one is pretty good. There's no cracking on this. Don't think this one really needs replacing either. Right, okay, that's the tyres. So maybe one tyre, So, as you can see, it's got this chrome thing down the bonnet, which was on there when I got the car, which I just left on there, obviously, as you would. The only thing with that being chrome is, of course, because this is a sport, it's got satin. Or was that a new bonnet? Can't remember if it was a new bonnet now, actually, thinking about it. And I've got the bonnet with, I don't know, actually, can't remember. This is a Cat S. Shouldn't have been a Cat S. The damage was pretty minor, really. Definitely shouldn't have been a Cat S. Let's give you a quick walk around the outside. Obviously, I've just shown you the tyres. So damage-wise, so there's no, well, there is some damage on it, which is minor. Paintwork's a little bit flat. Does need a little bit of tarting up. Polishing, nothing major. We've got a bit of a scrape here, but some of that will polish out, and the rest can touch in with a pen. This window has been replaced. They got locked out of the car, and for some bizarre reason they decided to smash this window to get in. I don't know why. I said to him, why didn't you smash that one? If you're going to smash a window, smash that one. He seemed to think it was better to smash that one. Don't know. But because of that, obviously, they obviously had it covered up when it was smashed. And there's still remnants of the sellotape. So I'm hoping that that's not going to take the paint off. In fact, no, I don't think it has. I'm hoping that some sticky stuff remover will get that off. But the paint is very, very flat in places. It's probably not been polished since I sold it. This is really the only damage of any significance. There's no dent. It's going to need a bit of filler in there because it's quite deep. But I don't think it's, if I run my hand, I cannot feel a dent. No, can't feel a dent at all. Maybe possibly just very, very slightly. But I think if we rub that down and just get some filler in those little gaps and paint that, we won't need to go near the body line. And then we'll get some paint on that, and I think the paint, we'll have a paint that will match because we've got all three shades of this colour. That wheel, tiny bit curbed, not too bad. And we've got a bit more tape up there. I do believe we've got some bulbs out because there's warnings on the dash. I think one of the brake lights is out. Possibly the reversing light as well. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that. Now, it has got parking sensors. Now, I'm not sure whether I put those in or whether it's an aftermarket. When you put it into reverse, it does make a noise, but then doesn't seem to do very much else. So I may have to change. Oh, that's one thing that doesn't work. So we're going to have to sort that out. Now, I'm hoping it's not the hatch wiring. I've got a feeling, I might be completely wrong, but when I first started doing these cars, I think I let a couple of cars go that didn't work and you have to use the key. I don't think I realised at the time that you didn't use the key, stupidly. This may well have been one of them. So it may have been like that all the time. But you can tell that's all loose, look. So that is this. But that might be the rod that's come out. Remember I've told you about the rod before? We'll have a look at that. So we'll take that off and see if the rod has come out. So we've got the logbook in there, we've got the service history in there. Hatch wiring that looks fine. Probably not been opened up a million times. We've got the spare wheel. Got a little net there. Don't know if I put that on. I may well have put that on actually. Don't know. We've got one key with it. That's broken as usual. It's not broken, it's just come off of there. No damage this side. There's a tiny little parking ding there, which we probably won't bother doing anything about. That needs a little touch up. Now this wing, so I showed you those pictures, I'll show you quickly again. So this wing is really, really flat. Really flat. Now this wing was replaced, this wing was new. as I'm recording, I can't remember whether the bonnet was or not, or whether that's how it came, but obviously you've seen the pictures now. So I vaguely recall that this was also broken, and I glued it back and it's come away, and there's a little bit of plastic there. So I'm going to do what I can and push that back in and glue it. That's also coming off a little bit, so again, tiger seal, put that back, and we'll have to run a little bead of paint along there as well. So I'm hoping, if we look up here, look here, it's sort of really milky. Now I'm not sure whether that's going to polish. I'm hoping it will. I'm going to try it in a minute. I'm just going to isopropyl alcohol it, and then I'm going to get the polisher out and give it a whirl, see if I can get it to come up. Otherwise I'm going to have to paint that, and I don't want to do that. So I don't know what year car that came off of. Obviously this was done some time ago, but it's not the original wing. The door was also replaced. I don't know whether I stuck that on or not. I don't think I did. I think I bought a door with that, so I don't think that's the reason that it's coming off. But as you can see, it's not in bad condition, is it? So I sold this car in, as I said, in 2019, so that's 6 years ago. When I sold it, it had done 28,000 miles. It's only done 40,000 miles, literally just turned 40,000 miles. Apologies if I've already said that. So if we go into the inside of the car, so excuse the carrier bag, that is mine, that's all my paint and polish and what have you. Steering wheel, I don't know whether that's dirty or worn. I'm thinking it's probably dirty. I guess these are the mats that I put in it at the time, or did I put mats in? But we'll stick a new set in. Seats, it's all pretty clean in here, really. She's not abused it like a lot of people. She has looked after it. She hasn't had the cam belt done, but she has looked after it. It's pretty good, to be fair. Let me show you the mileage. So, credit to her. Most female drivers, I have to say, don't look after their cars, and she has. That needs replacing. That is cracked there and quite worn. So I've got some AliExpress ones, so we'll change that. Might reuse the red bit, or might put the black bit on that comes with the AliExpress. Stereo works. I had that radio on. I haven't checked for a free CD actually. Let's try. Any free CDs? No. If there was, I'd give it back to her anyway. But she's young. She probably doesn't even know what CD is. Let me show you the mileage. This is the best bit. Let's turn the aircon off. Aircon works as well. Look at that, 40,792 miles. That's good, isn't it? Let's just get rid of the boot open. Yeah, we know the boot's open. 40,792 miles. Not much petrol in it, so I've got to put some petrol in it. Yeah, everything works. Everything seems to work. There's no funny noises. It's all good. I haven't tried the blue at me actually. I'll have to try that. Let's pop the bonnet and we'll show you under the bonnet. Right, so a bit grubby under here, but you know, they often, oh, what's this? There's a piece of, what the hell? There's a piece of radiator lying on the top. What the hell? Get rid of that. That's rather strange. There's nothing wrong with the radiator as far as I know, but it was lying across there. Well, that's all about, I'm sure. So this is a pre-facelift, so we've got the vertical ECU. Again, whether this had a thermostat or not, don't know. I'm always a bit nervous about thermostats, especially if it's the Fiat plastic one. So cam belt has not been done. Sticker is still tightly. Obviously, I didn't get it done, and I remember I actually put on the invoice that when the car gets to about 40,000 miles, that you ought to think about doing it. And of course, so she's not had it done. So I've got Glenn coming next week to do the cam belt on this one. He's already done one this week, and he's doing another one on this one. So luckily for me, the aircon works fine. It looks like the original battery. Because I wouldn't replace it with a, if I had replaced it, I wouldn't replace it with a Fiat one. I don't reckon she has. She quite clearly hasn't really used it that much. A lot of leaves in here that I need to get rid of. Headlights are good. I think one of the, yeah, this one was repaired. So that was one of the headlight repair kits that I used, which is fine, it's still fine. DRL is okay. Now, bumper. Look at that bumper. You would never know that I had repaired that bumper, would you? Amazingly well it looks. Fantastic, in fact. You'd never know, would you? So it's all good, really. There's nothing really. The bumper doesn't fit fantastically, but I'm not gonna mess around with that. It is what it is. It's gonna be a fairly cheap one, this car. Although I'm probably not going to sell it for an awful lot less than I sold it for before. So seats are going to get a clean. We'll give it a good clean on the inside. We'll put the dash cam in again, like we always do now. I do want to hardwire those in. Someone did actually ask me if I've got a video on hard wiring, and I haven't, because I did contact Pelsey, whose cameras I use, and asked them about a hard wiring kit, and they said they were sending me one. They said they don't make them, but they've sourced one. They were going to send it to me. I've never ever received anything, so I need to get back onto them. You know, I'm happy to buy them if they're cheap enough. But the cameras cost me about 25 quid, which obviously that £25 comes out my profit, of course. But I like to do it. It's a little Love 500 touch. So I do want to do that. So there's not an awful lot to do on this car. I don't know whether that bracket is broken in there or not. It would be nice if it fitted better. We might take it off and have a look. You never know, I might even end up having to do a bottom arm. Although one bottom arm has been done according to the MOT history. So hopefully we won't need to do it. So I think what I'm going to do first, I'm not going to wash it just yet. I'm going to isopropyl alcohol that just to get it clean. And then I'm going to get the polisher out and I'm going to get it polished. But before I do that, I'm going to check the oil. Right, let's check the oil. So, can't remember whether I checked it. Well, that looks a bit iffy. Yeah, that's broken there. That's broken off there, so we'll have to sort that out. Don't know when it was last serviced. Oil filter looks fairly new, actually. Let's see what the oil's like. I think it was done in 2023. Oh, it's quite, no, it's not quite low. It probably needs about a quarter of a litre. It looks fairly new, to be fair. I might do it anyway. Don't know, we might do it. We'll see. We'll see. We'll check the coolant as well. Obviously we'll top everything up that needs doing. But let's get this wing isopropyled, is that the right term? Let's get rid of the oily one first. Just going to use a bit of blue roll on it, that's all. Just give it a good old, probably don't need to do this, but I thought, you know, if there's grit and stuff on it, I want to get that off first before I start trying to polish it. So we're just going to, it's a bit of a half-hearted clean, but you know, once I've polished it up, I'll probably give the whole car a clean. And the whole car will get a polish, the entire car will get a polish. Right, I'm going to try this bit first because this is the worst bit. So I'm just going to do this. Well, actually, I'm probably going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to start off with this bit at the top because this is by far the worst part of it. So I've got an oversized pad on there, and we're using the good old faithful G360. Oop, too much. It just blobbed out. So I don't really need that much. Right. Let's spread this around, slow it down. I'm covered in dust now where I've just cleaned the pad off. Right, so I've got the camera zoomed in on this bit, so I'm just going to spread it, far too much, spread it around. Down to the bottom. Let's close that door. Right, let's give it a whirl. Ready? But before I do the rest of it, I'm just gonna, yeah, look at that, that has brought that all back. Look at that, beautiful. Absolutely perfect, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Can you see that shine? Shows the rest of the car up now. Yeah, that's brilliant. So at least that means I've not got to do any painting. Excellent. Well, apart from around the other side. Let's just come out a bit so you can see the entire wing. And we'll just get the rest of it done. Look at that. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was the lid of my polish. I thought something fell off the car then. That is beautiful. Look at that shine. So over time that has oxidised and faded, but the rest of the car hasn't. I mean, that looks like I've just painted that now. Absolutely beautiful. So I reckon that we don't need to have more than one video on this car. Or should we have two? No, maybe it'll be two videos. So I'm going to leave it there. Actually, it's going to be a short walk around, but I've shown you that how amazing that has come up. So we got bits and pieces to do. Cam belt's got to be done. Probably going to service it. I have got the service book with it, but I've got a feeling it says 2023 on it. Yeah, so there's a few bits to do. That's the worst bit. So yeah, we'll make it two videos. I've shown you it all, haven't I? No need to show you again. So yeah, we'll wrap this one up here. So that's your walk around. I don't know what we're going to call it. I didn't have names for them because when I was doing them before, I say they were occasional cars. I wasn't doing them anywhere near like I do now, and I didn't give them names because obviously I wasn't filming. So we'll have a think, and we'll give it a name, and yeah, that's it. So see you on the next one. So let me know what you think of this. It's a credit to her actually. She's had the car 6 years. The car is what, 14 plate, 11 years old. What? I can't get my head around the fact that how cheap I sold it to her for. I made £90 on this car. 90 quid. I think I sold it at least £1,000 too cheap. At least. Bearing in mind at the time it was a 14 plate, I sold it in 19, so it was 5 years old then. It's now 11 years old. So I'm either going to sell this at, I'm thinking 3,250, maybe just below 2,950, 2,995, maybe, don't know. Got to weigh up how much I'm going to spend on it. So cam belt's going to be a couple of hundred, tyre maybe 50 quid, that's probably all, apart from a bit of paint, and the rest of it is pretty much labour only, which obviously my time is free. So service items, bit of oil, filters and so on. So not much to spend on it as far as I know. Aircon's working, so not a problem. Clutch is all nice, gearbox is good, engine's good. 40,000 miles. So it's going to be a nice one. So yeah, join me on the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, hit that button, subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and give us a thumbs up. Until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.